Hello, I'm Bill Cuppy with the Chamber of Commerce, and this is our Chamber Spotlight. We've done a few of these and they've had great traction. Everybody's talking about the mall. And here we are. This is Joe DiCosola from Chicago, who's in Logansport a lot. And Joe, before I get into Marshall's and what's inside before this thing opens, Joe, what brought you to Logansport? What do you like about Logansport? You're here, so I'm glad you're here. Tell us a little bit about that.
First, I'm in the real estate development business, everyone knows. We decided to come to Logansport for the opportunity. The old Logansport Mall obviously had some history and a lot of apparel that was displaced here in Logansport. So we saw a lot of opportunity. We thought it would be a perfect project to do a redevelopment, and that's kind of what brought us where we're at today. Took us some time, don't get me wrong. We had a lot of challenges with, COVID and supply chain and interest rates, a lot of other things, but we're surviving.
We came, I think I met you over 5 years ago now. So it's been a long relationship, but it's gone very well, and it took some time for traction, as Joe mentioned, and people are excited. And with that, we're going to jump in and kind of dig into what's going on, maybe throw some anticipated dates at you when this thing's going to open and what else is going on here at the mall. So we'll go inside with Joe and we'll go from there. We're back inside Marshall's. Actually, for the first time, I'm inside Marshall's, which is a good thing. Before we get a little walking tour here, Joe, what's the size of this footprint of this new Marshall's?
It's approximately 23,000 feet.
23,000. So in comparison to Ollie's next door, similar, same size?
This is about 3,000 to 4,000 square feet less than Ollie's.
Okay.
Ollie's at about 27,000 feet, and we're 23,000 feet here, so 4,000 feet difference.
It must be the color combination or the flooring, the lightness, because it does look bigger actually than 23,000. It's just a big footprint.
I think it also attributes that there's no merchandising on the floor yet. I think, once they merchandise the floor and the outrigger system goes on the walls and they start putting product in, they'll make the space look a little different. And another big change is, of course, like you had mentioned, the colors. They've got special flooring in here compared to, polished concrete floors next door. There are going to be a bunch of mirrors that go on the columns. That's going to make it reflect more. The lighting package in here is a pretty extensive package, a very expensive package. I mean, you can take a look at how much and how bright it is in the space.
Yes, yes.
They focus on these walls here where they do the merchandising as well. They're focal walls.
Joe, a question I get, and I can't always answer accurately, is, what specifically brought Marshall's to Logansport? What attributed to it? It's such an iconic, large brand that some people think, oh, how did Logansport get that? I know a lot of it goes into the background and selling the product and selling your city and what you can do. But are there some specifics you can go over of how you were able to get Marshall's to Logansport, Indiana?
It's taken a lot of time building a relationship with the TJX companies, which, TJX, of course, is part of Marshall's and Sierra Brand and Home Goods. We attend a convention every year called International Convention of Shopping Centers in Vegas. It's ICSC. And each year we go and try to sell our product. The Junction was a product that we worked with a lot of different brands. And something like Marshall's, they kept setting milestones for us. If you achieve this, we'll consider relocating or bringing a location to Logansport, Indiana. And 4 years after all this work and hard effort and bringing some of the other brands to the mall here, and of course redeveloping the project, they decided to go ahead and give us an opportunity. I mean, it's many years in the making, and get a national brand like Marshall's it's a major win for a city like Logansport. Yeah, we think that Marshall's will help redevelop this entire East End even further than what it has been. We've got other brands that we're working with because of Marshall's, and because we signed a deal with Marshall's, it helped us capture, Five Below. It's helped us capture the Shoe Sensation brand, which a lot of these brands coexist with a lot of these retail brands. So Marshall is a significant win for Logansport, and especially for us. I think they kind of
big significant brand, and we do appreciate your effort on Marshalls. In the other brands here, the Five Below, just to touch on real quick, I have a 9-year-old and I'm there more than I should be.
Are you sure it's for your 9-year-old?
It's a big attraction. Kids love Five Below. We do appreciate your effort on Marshalls. We do want to walk around a little bit and look at the footprint before the merchandising starts to come in.
Of course.
Joe, I'm glancing over here and there's like pages and pages of floor plans and details and specs. I'm sure all brands may have different requirements, but I want the community to understand that things take time. Of course, we want everything yesterday, but I know a lot of details go into projects. So can you explain a little bit about how brands have different specs and details?
Sure. The most consuming time element of any build out is the level of finishes. Doing the rough work, like building the structure, putting the mechanical equipment on the roof, doing the roofing, just general construction. That's the easy part. It's the details. Give you an idea is if you look at the level of finishes inside this store in comparison to something like Ollie's or compared to what Shoe Sensation is going to have, it's just like they will detail the way the floor gets laid out. I mean, to exact dimensions. I mean, you can even glance at the drawings quickly of like the wall details of the colors, the finishes go on the wall, the tile finishes. Yeah, there's a tremendous amount of detail. I mean, when you see the finished columns alone, you'll see what I mean, the time.
When we see the finished product here soon, we will have the appreciation of the work that you do to give us that finished product. And our impatience at times will be satisfied with the layout, the color scheme, and the beauty of the product. So we thank you for that patience and the knowledge to work through these mounds and mounds of floor plans and details. Okay. We've had a good walkthrough of Marshalls, and you have to notice all the construction guys working. Are they 7 days a week, 6 days a week, 10-hour days? Like what's going on?
Right now we're pushing to get Marshalls open, and we're working the guys 7 days a week. We've got different crews. We've even got some guys that work even later in the evening, like the painters, for instance, getting all these walls, these focal walls complete. They'll work till 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night.
It's very intense. I mean, there's a lot of people working hard, and you can tell they all have a motivation to get this done properly. A question I get a lot, Joe, I get a lot of questions in the community. One of the top 5 is, when's it opening? Can you give us a ballpark, Joe?
I can. They will be open this year, and they will be open before the holiday season.
So 2025.
Yes.
I'm going to specify the year because I get that.
Yes.
In 2025, it will be open and before the holiday season. That's great news.
It is for all of us.
And it's out there now, so now you have more pressure on you to do that. Okay, we came out of Marshalls and we walked over to Shoe Sensation, the next thing that we'll be opening. I know this has been a quicker process, but it is developing pretty quick. Is there an estimated opening date for Shoe Sensation?
The projected opening date would be sometime the latter part of October is our projected date.
Okay, that's coming up.
October 2025.
See, you're learning. We do appreciate this too. It looks to me like a little bigger footprint. Obviously, everything's new. And I look up and down the development. There are things that weren't here a couple of years ago, Joe. Planet Fitness, Five Below. We've had Dunham's, but Harbor Freight, Marshalls, of course, Ollie's. Things are really booming in this area. Are there any retail spots left in this mall development?
We do. We have a few spaces. We've got a space that's lodged between the Harbor Freight and Dunham's. We've got some space that's next to Dollar Tree, and then we also have some space near the backside that faces Walmart and is next to Planet Fitness.
Like approximately the space, not to hold you to it, but the space between Harbor Freight and Dunham's would be approximately
like 5,000 square feet.
It's about 5,000. But your website's great. It lays out all that.
Yeah, if people want any information on the available space, they can go to thejunctionlogansport.com.
And to end this, Joe, again, we've known each other for over 5 years now. There's other things in Logansport that Joe's a part of, investment-wise, and we won't get into that today. But he's been an integral part of our development here in Logansport, and we're very appreciative. So, welcome to your continuance in Logansport. We appreciate it, and
Thank you.
we're always here for you. And thanks again, Joe, and thank you for being part of the Chamber Spotlight.